What's going on out there, everybody? Alan D9jsports. We're right back at it with another show. Hope everybody's staying high and dry out there in the 409. Hey, we've got a good show lined up for you today. For all of my subscribers, appreciate you guys and girls out there sticking with me, continuing to rock with me. Hey, the show's great. I know it. I love it, and I'm glad that you love it. Hey, we've got a good one lined up for you today. We're going to be talking Big 3 basketball. We're going to be talking Caitlin Clark's return. And we're also going to be talking about a little bit of football. And we cannot forget about the big boxing match that's about to go down in a couple of months. Crawford and Canelo, ladies and gentlemen, they'll be getting it on. Let's get right into it. So we had an exciting weekend of basketball. We're going to start first off. We're going to start with Caitlin Clark's return. Caitlin Clark had been out 4 or 5 games with a quad injury, and she came back. So a lot of people want to know, where has the cash cow been? Well, she was out with a quad injury, but when she came back, a lot of people want to know, how would she come back? They were going to face off against the New York Liberty. The Liberty were undefeated. Ladies and gentlemen, Caitlin Clark came out. She was shooting them trays, 6, 7 trays. She was shooting them from the logo, damn near half court. The young lady can play some basketball. I don't care who you are. You can hate all you want. Caitlin Clark is balling. She, at one point, and I'm going to be honest with you, I very seldom watch a WNBA game all the way through. But this particular game on Father's Day weekend, on that Saturday, I watched the whole game from start to finish just to see myself how would she play when she returned against Breanna Stewart, Sabrina Ionescu. And I'm going to tell you, hey, they were balling. Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, they were going back and forth. But Caitlin Clark, ladies and gentlemen, was jacking trays. She was jacking trays. She's unbelievable, man. At one point, I got up off of the couch and I thought to myself, man, she's shooting just like Reggie Miller. If you give her an inch, she's gonna jack it, man. She's gonna jack it. She can shoot the basketball, and she made some incredible passes too. The young lady can play basketball. I don't know what all the fuss is about. Well, I do know what it's about. You guys and girls have heard me talk about it on this show, but it needs to stop. Her basketball and her play on the court represents what type of a basketball player. That's enough right there. She's not talking it, ladies and gentlemen. Or should I say, if she does talk that talking, I never hear her talk brash. But ladies, and she's shooting that basketball. Caitlin Clark, man, is a heck of a player. I don't care what you say. And I will tell you, Sabrina Ionescu, she's like, I was discussing with a young man at work today, Sabrina Ionescu plays like an old John Stockton, man, old school ball. She comes down, doesn't flash, but she gets the job done. So it was an incredible game. The Indiana ended up winning them, taking New York to their first loss thanks to Caitlin Clark and the rest of her gang. Hey, Asia, I mean, it was incredible. It was incredible to see the young lady shoot the basketball like that. Let's keep this thing rolling. Once again, I'm going to need you to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the like and subscribe button. We're not a big channel, but like I said, we give it to you real, uncut. We tell the truth. We don't pick sides. We're going to give it to you the way it is. Well, let's keep it rolling. We're going to talk about Big 3 basketball. Kind of like stuck in the middle about the Big 3 and about what transpired, over the weekend in the Big 3. So I'm sure everybody's seen Dwight Howard and Lance Stevenson get into it. Well, is that resurrecting days of old basketball? Yeah, it was. It was like 90s, right? It was like 90s basketball. And they got ejected, but it was at the end of the game. But my first thought was, man, why can't we have anything unless something goes on, unless some drama pops off? But then I started to think, man, it's making the Big 3 interesting. As long as they don't get too carried away. And I don't consider that was just a little dust up, man. That was a dust up. I remember back in the day, I remember people getting slammed a whole lot worse than what they were doing. Whole lot worse than what they were doing. And then after the game, the drama continued on in the locker room, which I found to be hilarious. Then Steven Jackson gets into it. Steven's from down the 409, and Steven said that they were disrespecting him in front of those people. And once again, I'm kind of like stuck in the middle. I love Steven Jackson because he's from the 409, not just because he's from the 409, man, but he helps a lot of people out. So, and like he said, he was right about that. Nobody never talks about that. They want to talk about all of the things that he does that they don't agree with. Well, Steven, I'm like you. I don't agree with that. But, brother, you know how people are. So, hey, keep doing what you're doing. But now on the other side of that, Steve, man, I'm going to tell you, man, just leave it alone, man. Leave it alone because you know they're going to always be hating, man. Regardless of what's going on, you can't fight everybody. And I mean, because it's going to continue on, man. You've got a good thing going, you and Matt Bowens, man. And you're a role model to a lot of kids out there, a lot of people, man. So, on that note, I will tell you, till I refrain from it, man, because you know how people are going to be, Steve, man. You know how they're going to do. You know how they're going to do. But the big three overall, I like the big three basketball. Seeing some of the greats come back. Seeing guys like Mario Chalmers after the game hit the last shot to win. And it's an incredible 3-on-3 basketball. I love what brand Ice Cube has going. And he's got it on national television, man. And that's the only concern I have is that it doesn't get a negative view from some people because, hey, man, we need something like that. We need something like that. And I'm not just telling you just because it's black owned. I'm telling you because we need something else. Because the NBA probably needs that. We know the game's coming on tonight. It's been interesting, but let's be honest, man. The big damn three is interesting, man. It's interesting. And just, could you really imagine if it grows and grows and grows? Could you imagine one day, man, somebody like Mike and them come? I mean, it wouldn't happen, but Mike and some of those greats coming out there, man. And I will tell you that if it continues to grow, Ice man is going to have he's going to have something to do, some decisions to make, man. How can he expand it? Because it's great. It is great, man. So big three basketball, incredible, man. Incredible. So let's keep this thing rolling. So we know that we've got the big fight coming up in a couple of months, and the fighters are starting to ramp it up. You know, they're doing their tools and stuff. They done the sit down with Pierce Morgan and all that stuff. And I mean, if you just look at it, Canelo doesn't really look bigger than Terrence. We know Terrence has picked up some weight, but is he going to be able to sustain it? I don't know. Yet to be seen. And as it goes forward, you know, we're going to break this thing down. And try to get a grasp. I mean, you're going to be 50% right. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. Okay, but the one thing that I love the most about these two fighters is they're champions. They're two of the greatest fighters of all times. To me, it's a flashback because they're not afraid to get in there. And I know the money is going to put them in there, but they're not afraid to get in the ring. Canelo's not afraid to go in there and lose. We know boxers don't think about losing, but he's not afraid to go in there and lose. And Terrence Crawford isn't afraid to go in there and lose. And not go in there fighting just an ordinary fighter. When you go in there fighting the great, the best, oh, isn't that the days of Muhammad Ali and George Foreman or Muhammad Ali and Larry at home? Well, Larry, he was older when we fought Larry, but Joe Frazier, the days of Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Thomas Hitman Hearns and Marvelous Hagler. Come on, Roberto Duran and Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on, those fights like that. That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of. So it's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. I actually got up before service on Sunday. I got up pretty early, and I went back kind of trying to break down myself because I'm going to try to produce a show about what does Terrence Crawford have to do, what Canelo has to do. So I watched Terrence Crawford fight. Of course, I watched him fight Errol Spence, in which that was pretty much a waste of time because something was wrong with Errol Spence. I will continue to say that. Because that wasn't the best version of Errol Spence. It wasn't even a C-plus version of the real Errol Spence. So I didn't really get a lot out of that one. I went back and watched him fight the guy who had moved up in was Madrimov, and I did get something out of that. The herky jerky style kind of bothered him, but that was Terrence's first time moving up. Then I went back and I watched the GOAT Floyd Mayweather Jr. take on Canelo Alvarez, and how he schooled Canelo Alvarez. But this is a different Canelo Alvarez. It's a different, let's be honest. Canelo Alvarez learned a valuable lesson fighting against Floyd Mayweather Jr., the GOAT. I actually got into it, ladies and gentlemen. I sit up and watch. You know, I'm a Floyd Mayweather fan. I think he's the greatest boxer of all time. And I sit up and watch him fight Canelo. I watched him fight like just about all Pacquiao and all those things right there. So it's going to be an incredible fight. We will continue to build up as we go. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about a little high school football. So things are starting to ramp up. Most of the kids, I'm definitely getting a lot of phone calls about kids wanting to continue to get some training and some toolage. And, hey, I'm there trying to put them on my schedule as best I can. I've done a video. Didn't really get too many views, but Hey, that isn't what it's about. If it just reach one kid and one parent, that's what's really about. So I would tell all you high school ballers out there, hey, get yourself ready. We're gonna be hitting the road here in a week or so, and we're gonna make our round. We're gonna go to Woodville. We're gonna go to Jasper. We're gonna go to Seals. We're gonna go to Comanille. We're gonna go to whole days that we're gonna go down the boat. We're gonna Seals. We're gonna go every school that we possibly can in the time frame that we have, and take a good view of what's going on. And we're also gonna do the same thing we done last season. We're gonna break down every district in this area and try to put them where we think that, besides what the people in Dave Campbell's and all that picking, we're gonna try to put them where we think they're doing. So stay tuned for the show. Stay tuned for the show. It's going to be great. And you volleyball players out there, you young ladies, I haven't forgot about you either. I know you young ladies are ramping up too. And remember, doesn't matter what sport you play. Remember, it isn't about doing it for somebody else. It's about doing it for yourself and doing it for the people who really believe in you, i.e. your parents, because they're driving you up and down the street, dangerous highways. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to go in here and get in front of the TV. I think the NBA Finals is going to go 7 games. It's going to go 7 games, but we're going to see. And once again, before I go, the USFL, DC proved to be too much. Jordan Tamu, he played like he was Brady, ladies and gentlemen. They demolished the Michigan Panthers. The Michigan Panthers had the number 1. They had the MVP and the MVP quarterback, but the MVP really looked like Jordan Tamu. He was balling out of control. Congratulations to them. This is Alan with D9J Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. And we'll be getting back with you tomorrow or Wednesday on our morning and evening, afternoon drive. I'm Declan. O-U-T. I'm out.